Good evening and thank you for tuning in. I'm Bill Potter with the WJTS News. A robbery gone wrong landed two brothers from Otwell in the hospital with stab wounds and two Jasper residents in jail. Police say that 37-year-old Chad Norris and his brother, 38-year-old Corey Norris, both of Otwell, arrived at Jasper Memorial Hospital Monday with stab wounds from an incident that occurred at their home in Otwell. A preliminary investigation revealed that 37-year-old Lloyd Carpenter and 24-year-old Emily Shelton, both of Jasper, drove to a nearby Otwell gas station at 8:30 a.m. Monday morning, then walked into the Norris's residence to allegedly rob them. Shelton allegedly struck Chad Norris before Carpenter allegedly stabbed Chad and Corey Norris. Carpenter and Shelton immediately ran from the scene. Corey Norris received minor injuries during the incident and was able to drive himself and his brother to Jasper Memorial Hospital. Chad Norris's injuries were serious and he is currently being treated at Jasper's Memorial Hospital. Shelton was found later around noon on Monday at a home in Birdseye. She was arrested for felony counts of attempted murder, conspiracy to commit robbery, and a misdemeanor count of battery. Carpenter was arrested by state police in a wooded area near County Road 300 North and County Road 175 East in DuBois County on Monday afternoon. He was arrested for felony counts of attempted murder, aggravated battery, and conspiracy to commit robbery. Shelton and Carpenter are being held in the Pike County Jail without bond. A road closure in Hayesville will force some drivers to find a new route this week. INDOT maintenance crews closed State Road 56 from the Hayesville town limits to State Road 545 as they begin seal coat operations on Tuesday. The existing pavement will be coated with liquid asphalt, which seals cracks and provides waterproof protection. Once the seal coat has cured, crews will sweep the highway clear of loose stone, apply a fog seal surface coat, and paint pavement markings. Work on State Road 56 is expected to last about 3 days, depending on weather conditions, and will be performed under a soft closure with flaggers directing local traffic as appropriate. And as always, INDOT urges drivers to slow down and stay alert near crews. A new feature at a Jasper church is giving first responders easier access to the building and is cutting down on response time. Redemption Christian Church in Jasper and the Jasper Fire Department unveiled the Knox Box last week. The Knox Box is located just outside the west entrance of the church, and Jasper campus minister Ryan Stiles says it will act like an extra layer of protection.
It means a lot for us. It saves us a window being broken or entry that they have to call us. Being ministers on staff, we're always on call, but we're not always in town. And we learned through this, not really the hard way, but we had an alarm go off. We had a failure with our alarm system, but it caused an alarm. And Kenny went out and they had to wait for one of us to be here to open the door. And he told us about the Knox Box, and we got it right away because they can't always see in our building if there is a fire somewhere because we have 2 floors. There may be something upstairs, or there could be a staff member that's here by themselves. And if they call and no one can see them, the only way to enter the building is to break the window. So for us, it just provides another layer of safety.
Jasper Fire Chief Kenny Hoaxang gives us a look into how exactly the box works.
So when we unlock this box with the master key that's provided, we will have 24 access to a key for their facility. So any company that does this, whether it's 2 o'clock in the afternoon or 2 o'clock in the morning, when the fire department shows up due to an alarm or an issue where our assistance is needed, we have access 24/7 to the facility.
The box itself is not cheap, but in the long run, Hoaxang says it will pay for itself.
They're right around $400. There's different versions, whether you want it recessed or installed like this. So either version works for us. So everyone in Jasper is key to like. So the fire department and police department both have some keys, and as soon as we arrive on scene, then we have access to the building.
Hoaxang says this box is part of a program that started just a few years ago.
And that's a program that Jasper Fire Department started a couple years ago. And I know that Huntingburg has done this for another year or 2 prior to this. So any company or business that decides to purchase a Knox Box would give firefighters and police officers access to the building 24/7.
If you're thinking about getting a Knox box or want to learn more about it, visit knoxbox.com. That is knoxbox.com. Making all city fire hydrants, making sure that they are in tip-top shape continues to be one of Jasper's Water Department's high priorities. The department's fall hydrant flushing and maintenance program continues this week. Flushing hours are typically between 8 o'clock and 3 p.m. Monday through Friday. This process will last for the next several weeks until all city hydrants have been flushed. Company officials say the water will be safe to drink, but customers should use their own discretion during this time because clothes could become discolored. If anyone experiences cloudy, discolored water, they're asked to run the cold water tap until it clears. Two Du Bois County leaders are recently recognized by the state of Indiana. Du Bois County Recorder Jackie McFerrin and Du Bois County Auditor Sandy Morton were recently among 40 county officials and their employees across the state of Indiana who received continuing education credit certificates in the Associates of Indiana Counties, or AIC, Institute of Excellence. McFerrin was also among 9 others who received their Silver Master Certificate for completing 75 or more credit hours of study. The AIC is dedicated to assisting government officials and employees in becoming more efficient, solving tough problems, and finding resources they need to serve their constituents. The AIC believes education is the beginning of any successful endeavor, especially within the public service sector. And Indiana continues to face the latest wave of COVID-19 with 1,630 new cases reported Tuesday for the state of Indiana and 44 new deaths. As of right now, only 56.5% of Indiana's population is fully vaccinated. Now, Du Bois County saw 26 new cases and 1 new death reported on Tuesday. The Indiana Department of Health reported a 7-day positivity rate for Du Bois County at 11.4% amongst all tests and 23.6% amongst unique individuals. As of right now, only 60.8% of Du Bois County is fully vaccinated. Let's take a look at other counties around the area. As of Tuesday, Spencer has 3 new cases with 53.3% of its population vaccinated. Davies County reports 6 new cases and 1 new death with 38% of its population vaccinated. Martin County had 2 new cases with 42.5% of its population vaccinated. Lawrence saw 11 new cases with 50.8% of its population vaccinated. Orange has 3 new cases and 1 new death with 50.8% of its population vaccinated. Pike has 4 new cases with 44.6% of its population vaccinated. Crawford saw 3 new cases and 1 new death with 48.1% of its population vaccinated. Perry County has no new cases with 59.5% of its population vaccinated. And Warwick County, 12 new cases with 66.2% of its population vaccinated. 24.9% of ICU beds for Indiana District 10 are in use for COVID alone. The current recommendation from the World Health Organization, the Center for Disease Control, and Indiana Department of Health to help combat the COVID-19 virus is to get vaccinated. To schedule your first shot, go to ourshot.in.gov. You can find a complete breakdown of COVID-19 statistics by going to coronavirus.in.gov. And an Evansville family has a lawyer but has not filed a lawsuit after they say the local Walgreens gave them and their kids the coronavirus vaccine instead of flu shots. Joshua and Alexandra Price say the mix-up happened last week in Evansville. After getting their shots, they say the Walgreens called them and informed them of the mistake. Josh Price says one of his children, a 4-year-old, had a fever for a week after getting the wrong vaccine. The vaccine is not approved for kids under 12. Walgreens said in a statement that these kind of mix-ups happen, but they say they are rare. Now stay tuned. Your weekly forecast and sports with Kurt Gooksell and Brian Schwank's visit to the Du Bois County Humane Society are still to come on 18 WJTS News.